Good morning to your friends. Hope you are doing well, and welcome on in to a Wednesday, November 12th. Wishful thinking when I said Thursday. Hey, I got a question. Just right off the bat, Joan, I don't mean to just immediately go off the rails.
Already, Dan?
Yes. But why is there a bullhorn in the studio?
Oh.
You see this thing over here? It's a big yellow, just for you people listening on the radio. There is a bullhorn in the studio, and I don't know why that is.
Huh.
This has Murphy Show written all over it.
It certainly does.
I see Nashville SC logo on it.
Nashville SC? That's a soccer club, right?
Yeah.
So I bet you maybe this is a Chad thing. I don't know. But there's a do you know the fun I could have with a bullhorn in the studio for 4 hours?
Do you know how we would not have fun with you and a bullhorn in the studio for 4 hours?
Joan, that sounds like a you problem.
Does it have an alarm on it? Like, does it have the woo, 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 woo?
I don't know. I've put it away because I know how I can get carried away.
That you know there's a woo, woo, woo alarm on it, Sam, is disturbing.
But you don't. Most megaphones have. How would that be disturbing?
Well,
hey, Joan, you want to play progressive? Shame. All right, but that's it. That's it. No more. Down to business.
it didn't sound very loud. Maybe you should try it again.
No, I'm not going to try it again. I've already annoyed people. It's 90 seconds into the show.
Okay.
And we're already off the rails and trying to find our way back. And certainly leaving a bullhorn in the studio for the wacky morning guy to start playing with is probably not the smartest of things.
You deserve it after being blamed for coating the microphone stand and keyboard yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some kind of BS. I was not happy with that.
How is it this morning? Is it still coated?
No, somebody came in and cleaned it up a little bit. I don't know who it was.
The very annoyed IT staff? Perhaps.
It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't, because we kind of threw them under. We throw them. You know what? Here's the deal. They get thrown under the bus all the time.
Yeah.
They're dealing with the budget they're given. So there I go, throwing the company under the bus. I am hitting 0 for 3 today.
Way to go, Dan.
If this was a school zone, there'd be no survivors.
All right, real quick. There's a number of things going on. Joan, have you heard this? So yesterday we spoke a lot about Donald Trump and the interview with Laura Ingraham.
Yeah.
And was that a two-parter?
I think it was.
I think it may have been a two-parter. So there's more audio bites from President Trump, and there is a big controversy this morning over what President Trump said about the visa programs that are stealing American jobs. So we're going to get into that. I've got John Rose, Congressman John Rose. He's going to be joining us at 8:06 on Nashville's Morning News. Brian Wilson, hey, nobody tell Brian. I think he forgot about me again this morning because usually I get because, it's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesdays with Wilson, 7:06. Well, I didn't get hey, this is what I want to talk about this morning from the big guy. So.
Do you want me to?
No.
Send some texts?
No. I want to see. I'm gonna lie in wait. I'm going to see if Brian forgets about me again, and then I'm going to play the victim card.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. Because we know in our society, if you're a victim, you get elevated.
Yes.
So
he was out there critiquing a local news channel the other day on Facebook.
Brian was?
Yeah.
Well, if there's anybody that's going to be critiquing local television, I mean, Brian Wilson is the guy. Not only was he on Fox News, but he was in Washington, D.C., which is the fifth largest television market in the country, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and he got them good. They interviewed a guy about something that happened locally. I don't want to name the channel out loud. And he had a expletive written on the cross of the top of his hat.
Oh, I saw that.
And Brian was in disbelief that they would let that go to air.
Yeah.
Okay. That was funny.
I
actually
really
saw
funny.
that. What was the word? The guy said, I'm an
ASS.
a-hole
Yeah.
or something to that effect, right?
Yeah, something a-hole.
First class a-hole or something. That was on the guy's hat.
Yeah.
So they're interviewing. So this is what happened. So they're interviewing a guy, and I'll see if I can find the page. But they're interviewing a guy who was a hero. I mean, I think he went in and he saved some people from a fire. And so the local news comes in to interview him, and his hat says something about how he's an a-hole or something to that effect. And you're right. Brian posted on social media that how did this get by? How did this get through? Wait, just say which media outlet was it? Because we can all have fun at everybody's expense, can't
Channel
we?
4.
People certainly laugh at me all the time. What was it?
It was Channel 4.
Channel 4?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Channel 4, mistakes happen. Mistakes happen.
We could get away with that because theater of the mind and live streaming and everything, but can't broadcast that over the airways on TV.
Is that okay? So I've never worked in television.
It's technically considered indecent material.
Is that considered indecent material?
Yeah, you're supposed to blur stuff like that out.
You know what? So is some of their reporting. Anyway, moving on.
Except for Jeremy Finley.
Except for Jeremy Finley. Jeremy Finley, our buddy, and Stefano DiPietro.
Of course.
Exactly.
The Italian stallion.
Sure.
With the great hair.
All right. So anyway, I've got a lot going on today. We'll see if Brian remembers that he's supposed to be on with me at 7 o'clock. The hemp ban, we spoke about that a lot. By the way, I will be asking, I already know the answer, but I'm going to be asking the congressman about the hemp ban coming up, John Rose, coming up at 8:05. I already know what he's going to say because the hemp ban now is going to go into the House of Representatives, which, by the way, Joan was telling me this morning, they've already started voting on this in committee, the shutdown, the continuing resolution. And I know that John Rose, two things. I know that he is going to agree with the ban, probably. But what I'm really curious about, because what really has me bent out of shape about this hemp ban is that it wasn't discussed. Like the Republicans and Rand Paul, they were talking about this. They were negotiating regulations. And then the Republicans just snuck that right on in, Mitch McConnell. And so no discussion, no, comments or research going through committees, nothing. They just stick it right in there and then off it goes to the House of Representatives. I'm here to tell you that Republicans are ticked. Republicans are really angry about this. And I spent yesterday, because a lot of people apparently heard me yesterday going off on this. Scott Presler. Does everybody know who Scott Presler is? Scott Presler is the guy he's like the get out the vote guy. He's got the long hair, and he goes from state to state to state, specifically, I believe, Pennsylvania. And he works to get out the vote for Republicans. So he has posted to his social media this: I'm receiving messages from the panicked business owners about the hemp ban. He says the Senate snuck in hemp ban language into the government reopen package. He says, I'm hearing that it will kill a lot of jobs and Republicans will lose a lot of votes. He says, passing this on. And so that is what Scott Presler says. And I do believe that is true. It's interesting. And I don't want to go on and on about this today. But it is interesting. I know more, and I don't know if you have this same experience. I know a lot of conservatives. I know a lot of Republicans. And do you know that I know more conservatives that use CBD products than don't? Does that surprise you? It does not surprise me. I think I've been, I just sort of a morph into the modern day conservatism. And listen, I'm not advocating one way or the other what you do with your life, but they're not illegal. And here's the deal. I'm going to ask this question rhetorically. How many different ways can the Trump administration screw the farmers? Because remember, they're already angry about Trump wanting to bring in meat from Argentina and Brazil, right? Remember that whole story? So that angered a lot of Republicans in the rural communities, 93% who voted for Donald Trump. And now this hemp ban that Mitch McConnell and the Republicans snuck into the reopened bill, and now it's going to go over to the House of Representatives. You know that Mike Johnson's going to pass it, right? So how many different ways can we manage to tick off the rural communities that voted for Republicans, right? I mean, I guess that's a rhetorical question, but it's a really valid question. Because let me tell you something, friends. There's a lot of people that are worried about the midterm elections right now, and I'm one of them. Every time I turn around, Donald Trump is saying something to really anger the base. This interview with Laura Ingraham was an absolute crap show. And this hemp ban, I think you know how I feel about it. So every time I turn around, the Republicans seem to be shooting themselves in the foot. The Epstein files are going to be in the news today as well. So we've got a lot to do. It is 5:15 on Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7. By the way, I have not yet checked into, actually, the Super Text line. Is anybody, Joan, are you on it yet? Have you signed in?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Anybody talking about why this bullhorn is in the studio? Because, after that last 5 minutes, I feel like I want to start using it.
So somebody, 5689, said it was Matt Murphy using it.
There you go.
Yeah.
How did I know it was Murphy's show?
Of course.
We love Matt Murphy. I want to know what he was screaming in the bullhorn.
Yeah. Nobody said what he was screaming.
Okay.
Somebody said to you, 1303, Dan, use the bullhorn and open the windows and yell, I'm mad as hell and I won't take it anymore.
I could do that, but I don't think the window's open, which I believe is a fire safety hazard.
Are we sure it's a fire safety hazard or a jump safety hazard?
I think it's a jump safety hazard.
Wow, you guys are terrible.
Totally.
Man. It's not that far of a drop. I don't think it'd kill you.
Well, 1.5 times your height is considered fatal.
Is that a short joke? That's pretty good, Sam, actually. Joan, did you hear what he just did?
He did. Masterfully done, Sam.
That was. I got to say, just, as far as short jokes go, because can I just tell you that in the world of Dan Mandis, short jokes and bald jokes, they just never get old. Never, ever, ever. Hey, by the way, if you follow us on Facebook, and I would encourage you to do this, Joan and Sam, if you follow us on Facebook, I shouldn't do this. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put my job at risk.
Come on, do it anyway.
No.
Yeah, you got to do it.
I'm bent out of shape on something this morning, and I'm that close.
I'm about to go Rob Schneider from Waterboy.
Yeah.
Just do yourself a favor.
I don't know what that
All I'm going to do is say this. Go to the WTN Facebook page, the WTN, not my Facebook page, the WTN Facebook page, and check out a reel that was posted in the last 24 hours. That's all I'm going to say.
You can do it.
Nope. I try to be a good soldier, I really do. I try to be a good soldier. Sometimes, though, things happen, and it bugs me for hours on end. I'll tell you what to look for later. Anyway, speaking of Mike Johnson and the whole hemp thing. So one of the things, yesterday I talked about Rand Paul and how he was, trying to stop the Senate from banning hemp. Again, I did a whole deep dive on this yesterday. I'm sorry if you missed it. But this is what Speaker Mike Johnson said. And I got to tell you, am I the only one that believes that Mike Johnson at times is an absolutely frickin' weasel? Okay, maybe it's just me. Listen to what he said.
And then when's that vote going to come?
Well, that's the big question right now. The latest update, I'm just down the hall from the Senate chamber. Rand Paul, maybe a couple others are gumming up the works, so to speak. They're holding this up a bit because they have a couple of little parochial priorities that they...
Little parochial priorities is what Mike Johnson, that weasel... I'm mad at the Republicans the last couple of days, man. I really am. Mike Johnson calls hemp, which are veterans that are afflicted with PTSD, and the CBD helps them, the gummies helps them. And Mike Johnson calls it little parochial priorities. I just think that's a weaselly thing to say, because to me, this is really important. It really is. So what's going to happen is, Mike Johnson, he's going to go ahead and the House will ban it as well. And I think that is an absolute crime. That is absolutely criminal what they are going to do to the veterans and people that have PTSD. It's going to go back to the states. It's going to go to the states. The states can do what they want with it. And I don't know what the state of Tennessee will do. with gummies and CBD products and all that, because right now we don't have a robust CBD production market, but we do buy it a lot. Visitors and locals alike buy a lot of CBD. I put up a poll up on X. Can we make the YouTube poll as well, if you would?
Got it.
Sam, do you believe the Republicans will suffer political consequences for banning hemp-related CBD products?
Yeah, we're at 85% yes on the YouTube poll for that.
Oh, did you already put it up?
Yeah.
Oh, look at
You
you.
handed it to me.
I think I put it on the note, didn't I?
Yes, you did. But it's also the principle of, aren't we supposed to be for small government and not authoritarian overreach into what people do? And it's hilarious coming from Mike Johnson, whose state made $4.1 million in tax revenue in 2023 from these products.
Oh, yeah. States make a lot of money. In Tennessee, we made about $22 million in state taxes on CBD. $22 million. So right now, by the way, just so you folks know, we have a privilege tax on these products that are going to expire at the end of this year. Privilege tax, basically, if I understand this right, is that the tax is paid for by the people that sell the CBD. They're basically paying the tax for the privilege to sell that here in the state of Tennessee. That's going to go away at the end of the year, but we still make a lot of money on sales tax revenue on these CBD products. And so I don't know what the state of Tennessee will do if Congress decides, in its infinite wisdom, and President Trump, if they decide to ban CBD, then the states can still do what they want to do, and they'll have to work around the federal restrictions and all that. But we make a lot of money. We make a lot of money on the CBD products, and I think for good reason, because it does help a lot of people. So I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, that Mike Johnson, and this was part of the storyline yesterday, where Mike Johnson said it was a little parochial priority of Rand Paul's, which just, I don't know, man, is a weaselly thing. And you disagreed with me, Sam. Joan, would you say that Mike Johnson, and feel free to disagree with the host if you like, but don't forget I have a bullhorn and I'm not afraid to use it clearly. But I think that was just a really weaselly comment by Mike Johnson.
He's coming across as the kid that was bullied in high school for not doing any of the cool stuff. So I don't know about weasel, just being a dork.
What do you think, Joan? I think weasel is a perfect term for what Mike Johnson said.
I agree. I tend to give him the benefit of the doubt. On that one, though, that makes me a little uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Little uncomfortable.
It angers me.
Yeah.
It pisses me off.
Yeah, I think that's closer to what, I mean, it's the steam coming out of your ears that like
that
gives
what
it
it is?
away. Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm like a kid in school. When there's something different in the studio, I get all giddy about it and like all excited and stuff. NMN flight cancellations and delays could extend beyond Thanksgiving. So that is, of course...
Might want to repeat that. You didn't have your mic on.
Did I not have my mic on?
No.
Oh. Shut up, Joan.
What a day it's going to be, Dan.
Flight cancellations and delays could extend beyond Thanksgiving. Did I really not have my mic on?
No, you popped in the mid-sentence.
Yeah, I had to turn it on for you.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
You were thinking about the bullhorn. I get it.
I was.
Sitting there taunting you with its yellow color.
I was. I want to play with it so bad. Anyway, no, well, also, I don't listen to myself, so usually I have my headphones turned down, but now I've got them turned up. Anyway, all right, so Joan, real quick. Mm-hmm. I've done some research, but not a lot. But from what I understand, Afton Bain and this town hall with Jasmine Crockett,
yeah,
it was a Zoom call.
Yes.
In what can only be described as one of the biggest shoe closets we've ever seen. Jasmine Crockett, woman of the people, and she's got like 50 pairs of shoes behind her. She actually did the Zoom call in a shoe closet. And so I'm looking at this, and, you know, Afton Bain is like, oh, you've got so many fans here in Tennessee. Oh, yay, right? So was she not scheduled to come to Tennessee? Or did she stay in Texas because she was worried about being able to get back? I mean, here's the point that I'm making, is that if they merely scheduled her for a Zoom call, or if she didn't deem it important enough to get like a private plane or whatever, private jet or whatever, to come out to the 7th, they really don't think that they're going to be able to flip that seat. If this was such a big deal that Jasmine Crockett was going to come to Middle Tennessee and she was going to appear with Afton Bain, I thought, wow, they're pulling out all the stops. They may actually, think that they can flip this seat against Matt Van Epps. But if it's like a Zoom call.
They didn't fly her in.
They didn't fly her in.
Right. They didn't provide any. I would bet that Afton Bain was pretty uptight about that.
Yeah, I would be willing to bet too, because it just, when the flyer came out on social media and Sam tried to get in there, one of the things that was, that was indicated was that she was going to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Join Afton Bain and Jasmine Crockett. And actually, they ultimately, I don't know, never decided to fly her out. So it makes the support from the Democrat Party nationally seem just a little muted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when the banner that you put together has them both, side by side. It's the expectation is you're going to get both people at this thing.
Well, what they actually meant, it was like a little trickery, because literally that's what it was. It was a Zoom call, kind of side by side.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Can't put it past the Democrats pull a sneaky on you.
I don't know. So I don't know if it was considered a success or not. But it just seems like it was just a little slap in the face of Afton Bain.
So whether or not it's considered a success, who's going to determine that? That would be the Democrats out there saying, of course, it was a success. It was wildly popular. And, anybody else who's not on their side would say, no, that was crazy. It was a call-in.
Well,
so we'll never really get that part of it.
I happen to know, though, I have it on good authority as to why they were unable to actually bring in Jasmine Crockett.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There was a concern that they might need a bigger facility because they were worried about fitting in her eyelashes.
Oh, yeah. Packing those bad boys would be difficult at best.
If it got too hot in there, she could just blink and fan everybody.
True.
Well,
hey,
I'm gonna make the women with long eyelashes really angry with me at some point, because I'm always making jokes about it. What were you gonna say, Joan? Please.
Did you see the photos of the left-leaning progressive radio host kissing the sneakers of Jasmine Crockett?
It's funny you should ask about that, Joan.
I'm so glad you have this.
So if you are watching on Super Talk TV, this is. And here's a fun fact about me and Stephanie Miller.
Oh, you and Stephanie Miller have a past?
We do.
What?
Actually, hold on. This is Stephanie Miller and Jasmine Crockett.
Can you confirm that I just kissed your sneakers? This is true. She's on camera saying she'll do the radio. I am. We're doing it. Future senator of the great state of Texas. I'm going to miss Ted Cruz so much. He's so likable.
All right, so that is Stephanie Miller and Jasmine Crockett. Stephanie Miller, when she was a local talk show host in Los Angeles, this goes back, I think, 30 years. And I was a little traffic reporter. And she was the talk show host that I would be doing the traffic on, her show.
Okay.
So we had, on occasion, some very awkward banter. Because as a traffic reporter, I was terrible at banter, and I really haven't gotten any better. But anyway, whatever. So, yeah. So,
do you have any examples of that, like in the archives, in the vault, the Dan vault?
Do you know what's so funny about the Dan Mandis traffic reporter archives? They all got burned in a horrible gasoline lit fire many years ago.
Okay.
Trust me when I say, actually, to be perfectly honest, if I could find, I've got them in a box. You ever have, boxes? This is a radio thing, but old radio people like me. I'm not going to say, you, Joan, but do you have any traffic or not traffic? Well, yeah, you used to be a traffic reporter.
I did.
Do you have old air checks of yourself from way back when?
I don't. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it would kind of be fun to listen to it again, but when you listen to it, tell me that you have the same experience. Yeah, you cringe at your own self.
I've actually gone back to my old program director and I said, how did you not fire me?
I don't remember why he was up there.
Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Out of context audio bite. Very good. Thank you, though. So, I've said, how did you not fire me? And you know what? David G. Hall, you know what he said? He said, I could hear so much potential in you. I just didn't realize it would take so long for it to come to light. So,
also, he had nobody on the bench.
We're talking about,
Wow.
Damn. Joan Jones not only has that, knife that she carries all the time to slit my tires, but it's just that cutting sense of humor too.
She'll take you from the top rope like the Macho Man.
So he said, it's like when I was 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
I did have a Minnie Mouse, not a Mickey Mouse, but a Minnie Mouse voice. On the 405 freeway southbound, problems at the 105. It's backed up to the 101. I promise you, friends, that's what I sounded like. Do you think people would find it funny if I actually could find a tape of me doing traffic and I played it? Do you think it would?
Yes.
People would find that funny and interesting?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll see if I can find something. It's going to be on, the problem is it's going to be on cassette, and I can't.
Oh, you still have cassettes.
That's how old I am, Joan.
I'm shocked it's not an 8-track.
If we weren't separated by glass, I'd throw my pen at you. Anyway, so there you go. So Stephanie Miller and I have a past, and I love, but see, this tells you about how the left they are propping up AOC to go after Chuck Schumer and Jasmine Crockett to go after Ted Cruz. And so now the question is, would she actually be able to beat Ted Cruz in the Senate?
If it's a loudmouth contest.
If it's a race to the bottom and a loudmouth contest, then yeah. But here's the thing. People, look at what Mamdani out there in New York has given people like AOC and Jasmine Crockett hope that they could actually be voted into the United States Senate. And here's the deal. I'm just going to tell you that at this point, it does worry me because we saw during the elections a couple weeks ago. What did we learn from the elections a couple weeks ago? We learned that Democrats will vote in a guy for Attorney General in Virginia who threatened in text messages to kill children, to pee on their graves. He wanted more police officers shot. They voted in a communist for the mayor of New York. I mean, should I go on? So that's the problem. The problem is that if they will, in this never-ending, ever-escalating race to the bottom, this is what the Democrats are voting for. And so, yeah, I believe that the Democrats would absolutely vote in Jasmine Crockett into the United States Senate. And Ted Cruz, I don't know how loved. It's been a minute since I've been in Texas or on the air in Texas. I don't know if Ted Cruz is loved in Texas or not at this point. I know the local radio stations don't like him because he won't appear on the local talk radio stations, but whatever. But I could see San Antonio. I could see Dallas. I could see Houston. I'm certainly Dallas because that's where Jasmine Crockett is, and her district is in the southern part of DFW. So I could see this. It would not surprise me in the least. And if you had asked me, 2-3 years ago, heck, 3 weeks ago, I would say, boy, I don't know about that. But the Democrats are getting more and more and more radical. Now, I do believe that the 7th is safe. I do believe that. However, Joan, early voting starts today, is what she said. Joan, early voting starts today, correct? Is she gone?
I'm not. I'm right here. I'm listening to other audio again.
Joan forgot to turn her mic on. That's what she did.
So the Federalist actually put out an article yesterday or day before, MD Kittle talking about how obviously Afton Bain had Jasmine Crockett on Zoom, not in town. And he's writing, talking about Ken Martin, who's the DNC chairman.
Right.
It really kind of gets him here. Martin said, I said when I ran for this job, when you organize everywhere, you can win everywhere. And we fundamentally believe that, Martin told NBC News last week as he prepared to campaign for leftist Afton Bain in one of red Tennessee's most conservative congressional districts. Perhaps still drunk on the champagne bubbles of last Tuesday's sweeping statewide victories in New Jersey and Virginia and the less than surprising triumph of communist Zoran Mamdani in New York's mayoral election, Martin told NBC News he believes Bain has an excellent shot to win Tennessee's 7th congressional district seat. That's a bold prediction for a district that saw incumbent Mark Green wallop his Democrat challenger by more than 21 percentage points.
Yeah, that Cook Political has that as, I think, plus 10. So, but here's the thing. Who did Mark? I don't even remember who Mark Green ran against. But what I will say is times have changed. Joan, would you agree the times have changed?
In a big way.
I think times have changed in a big way from when Mark Green ran years ago. And well, it's just a couple of years ago when he ran for re-election, obviously. And so, but I think everything changed in the last couple of weeks.
Megan Barry.
He ran against Megan Barry for the 7th?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was an easy victory.
I mean, Megan Barry, I'm no fan of Megan. I don't know why I forgot that he ran against Megan Barry, but I guess that's true, isn't it? 'Cause we talked about that.
Yeah.
But
well, they're okay with putting criminals, on their primary.
Yeah. So for the Democrats, I mean, I think that the more radical these days, the better. And I don't like Megan Barry in any way, shape, or form, but I will say that she's not as radical as Afton Bain. I didn't see Megan Barry out there bullying or trying to dox ICE and all that kind of stuff. I didn't see her doing that.
It's because she doesn't know how.
Afton Bain, though, is somebody that did. Now, this is Jasmine Crockett apparently announcing that she is going to be running for the Senate.
I've heard that announcement could be coming on December 8th. How seriously are you considering this run?
We're very serious. A lot of people don't believe in Texas, and I understand why. It's been over 30 years. And we would have to run a different race. I would absolutely be a different candidate. And so we've got to analyze this a little differently. I have pulled together an amazing team to really see if we can do what I think we can do.
All right, so Jasmine Crockett. Early voting does start today. So in the 7th, y'all need to get out there and vote. You absolutely need to get out there and vote because we don't want to be the state that hands a huge, massive victory to the narrative that Democrats are going to be taking over the House coming up in 2026. We don't want to lose that majority. That is a plus 10 district. Matt Van Epps is a good candidate. I believe that he's a good man as well. And certainly Afton Bain would not be good for Tennessee or the 7th Congressional District.